So the BMW swings out of Poole, still in second place, and its last lap a little bit quicker by a second or so than the Aston Martin. Behind, you've got number 34 Aston in fourth place, David Pittard, 32 BMW, Dries van Thor in fifth, Marco Mappelli sixth, the pole position car, 163 Lamborghini. Drudy here coming down towards the bus stop. It's going to be 2 more laps. Looking at the clock, it'll be time for the one he's about to start, and then 1 more as he comes now out of the chicane.
So destiny awaits.
Does indeed, doesn't it?
For Aston Martin, an historic victory in prospect. I mean, nothing you can predict right now makes sense. You couldn't even predict what occurred 30 minutes ago with the Lamborghini stopping in the pit lane. As the Pro-Am? It is, that's the Pro-Am leading Mercedes.
And you notice the arc of trim has now snapped on one side, so it's just a one bit of
it's more, it was an aerodynamic device. It's certainly now more aerodynamic.
Into the pit lane comes 998. So despite what we were thinking, they're not taking any chances, and they're going to possibly just do a drive-through to reset the clock, but that's going to put the Ferrari up into second place. So Pierre Guidi will go second, so near and yet so far for the win, and Max Hesser comes down the pit road. So that yellow flag we were expecting would have saved them. They're taking no chances, and so it's that long drive through the pit lane to reset the clock. So 51 Ferrari moves up into second place. Alessandro Pierguidi makes the climb uphill, 36 seconds behind Drudy with a lap and a half to go. It ain't going to happen, I know, but he's going to charge.
Oh, he'll drive this heart out. There's no question about that.
And that's going to put the number 34 Aston third on the road, but don't forget that's got a penalty, so it will drop back. So it's 32 BMW who's going to end up third on corrected times.
It is. It's going to be the WRT BMW will be the first BMW home.
So one BMW's not penalty, but last pit stop is good news for another BMW, as is a penalty to 34 Aston. So all of these things to be factored in when the checkered flag comes out. Nicky Thiem and Marco Sorensen have got their overalls on now because they are required at the podium, although neither of them can quite believe it yet.
The look on Nicky Thiem's face is absolutely priceless. So the Aston slides up cleanly, overtakes the Mercedes on the run up, and the Mercedes probably quite happy with that. That means it's got to do 1 lap less overall anyway, so the Aston's going to come up and go across start-finish line to begin its final lap after 23 hours and what, 57 or so minutes.
Right, the Aston goes over the line. So up towards La Source, less than a lap time left in the race. The next time he comes out of La Source, he'll be a race winner. Mathieu Drudy accelerates downhill now. Through Radion, Marco Sorensen looking nervous. Nicky Thiem almost daring to believe now.
Yeah, no, I'm waiting for him to start pulling on his beard because I think he needs to do something just to.
Yes.
Something. I've got to do something. There we are.
I think they can believe it now, can't they?
Yeah.
We'll see how.
Putting his hand over his mouth, not to have anybody lip read what he might be saying.
And possibly to hide any emotion that he might get in any other way in a minute, because we'll see if they become ebullient or tearful days. Last lap comes the call to Mathieu Drudy. And although we talk about the Dane train, of course it is Mathieu Drudy who is the regular driver of that car. It's quite right, really, that he brings it home. He's been developing it with Comtiu within the Fanatec GT World Challenge Europe, powered by AWS Endurance and Sprint Cups. This is the second round of Endurance Cup in Europe, and bearing in mind they led at 6 and they're going to get the points at 24. It's been a good bank rate, hasn't it, in terms of championship points here.
It's been a great day, all told. So how? Coming down into campus for the last time. Now into Paul Fraukorb, and still sends the car out to the edge of the racetrack, but all totally in control of the hands and the feet and the brain and the eyes and whatever of Mathieu Drudy and Marco Sorensen. almost getting palpitations standing there, waiting for a momentous moment for the entire Come To You Aston Martin team.
The checkered flag awaits. History awaits, because the 007 Aston Martin is about to accelerate its way now up towards the checkered flag. It is going to be a win for Aston Martin, for Come To You, for Mathieu Drudy, for Nicky Tim, for Marco Sorensen. In the background, the Pro-Am winning Mercedes of George Kurtz comes through, the CrowdStrike sponsored car, but there is utter delight down in the pit garage for Come To You. Nicky Tim, a very emotional man. Marco Sorensen likewise, and you've got to feel for this man, Alessandro Pierguidi. He comes into the chicane, heading up towards the line. Second place for 51 Ferrari of Alessandro Pierguidi, Alessio Rivera and Davide Rigon. That was the one that got away, and if there's a moral victor, it's that car.
Absolutely, absolutely. But sadly, record books do not record moral victories.
No, indeed.
And, I mean, it's a travesty what's taking place. They were the moral victors, but as we know in endurance racing, it's not about morals, it's about basically who takes the flag first. And, well, that's going to be one that will be talked about for years to come.
Will it ever? So the celebrations are underway for Come To You, and third David Pittard on the road, but the penalty to be applied. And you've got to go, as I say, back to 1948 and that Aston Martin DB1 for the last Aston win. But today is Aston Martin's day, and again, I can remember a voice saying to me in an Aston Martin shirt on Thursday, we're quietly confident about this, but with the minimum fuss, they've delivered, and what a result.
Well, they've delivered, first of all, on reliability, which is the most important element, but they've delivered also on performance and pace, and that is where and why they are winning this race. Okay, they were fortunate in that another competitor who was going to win this race found themselves in an invidious situation, but take nothing away from what Aston Martin have achieved here this weekend. Over the 24 hours, they have won the 24 hours of Spa, and fantastic result.
Celebrations in the garage. What about in the car? Mathieu Drudy, the driver.
Fire! Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Let's go to the winning drivers, or two-thirds of them. Marco and Nicky are with Ryan Marine in the pit lane. Ryan?
Michel Bart, your team in just its second season of GT racing has just won the biggest GT race on the planet. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's totally crazy. This is only our second participation. This is the first time with Aston Martin, and I said to Ben Bordet, I said to you, Tasker, do you want to win the 24 hours of Spa? And we did it. Yes, yes.
I was told this relationship with Aston Martin, it began with a Facebook message. Is that right?
Yeah, but it was not easy at the beginning, but Aston Martin is a really strong brand, and we have. I know that since a long time we have the best team, and this is the reason, because we work really hard, and this is I don't know.
Congratulations. Let's go and see if we can talk to a couple of the drivers here. Marco Sorensen, Nicky Tim, who had to sit and watch there in the final moments. Marco Sorensen, Marco, congratulations.
Thank
I can
you.
see the emotion on your face. Describe the emotions of that final hour.
No, the things we went through in this race is probably one of the toughest races we've had in a long time. So, yeah, to get this result is fantastic. It's the first one for Aston Martin here overall. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I'm very excited.
Congratulations.
Well, it always feels a little bit unfair in a sense that the guy that's brought the car home is the last one to join in the celebrations, but they will be noisy celebrations, that's for sure. Mathieu Drudy, we've been watching John in Europe for the last few years in Audis, and he was a champion last year in sprint. He's driven wonderfully all weekend.
I mean, I think he's an outstanding competitor, whichever way you measure him, and he's done an outstanding job here. But then two other excellent teammates Nicky Thiem and Marcus Sorensen. So it is a team effort, a team result. But of course the glory in one sense goes to Matteo Drudi to bring the car home to take the checkered flag. And then of course the glory of when he then brings the car to a standstill, which is going to be on the other side of this pit. The team aren't even going to get to see him until they get over to the other side to the arena where the award ceremony will take place.
Well, there is the car. You said in the course of the morning it was dirty because of all of the rain and what had come out of the track surface, but there's barely anything else. Yes, it's a dirty car, but there's not a dent, there's not a mark, there's not really a scratch. Some days, some events just fall your way, and that car's had the perfect run.
Absolutely. So